Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. This is just hopefully a really quick tutorial on how to take a photo from Photo Booth and get it ready for a gridded line drawing if you guys are ready to transfer a small drawing to something bigger and you don't want to take all the time to make that grid. So I'm gonna find the photo that I like. For me, it's this one in Photo Booth, right? I already have Photoshop open. If you are totally new to this, again, you could go File, New. I usually like it at about 200. I'd actually change it to be inches, and you could go anywhere from like 8.5 to 11, which is like a normal sheet of paper height-wise, or you could go 11 by 8.5. That's actually the one that I have right here. Okay, so I'm going to take that Photo Booth photo that I like, and I'm going to just click the blue one right in there. Now it's small, don't worry about that. Right over here in Photoshop is my Move tool. I'm going to move it. And I'm going to hit Apple T, which is a shortcut for Free Transform. To find that, that's in Edit, Free Transform right there. Or you can just hit Apple T. I'm going to hold Shift in the corner while I click in the corner and drag it, so it will keep it proportionate. Otherwise I could get really long, really fat, etc., etc. Now, some of you are looking at this and you're like, man, it's really pixelated. Well, that's just because Photoshop is thinking about it right now. If you hit escape, that means I don't like it, I want to start over. And if you hit return, that means yes, I do like it. When I hit return, it will get a lot less pixelated. Okay? Now, I do have a little bit that went off to the outside. You can see it here, a little sliver there and there. I need to go ahead and crop that out. So I'm going to hit the crop tool, which is this one. And I'm going to hit it twice inside. I'm going to go tap, tap. And everything outside of there should be gone now. So if I move it this way, it's chopped off. I move it this way, it's chopped off. So I'll line that back up. Okay. Now, to get a grid on it, right? Apple quotation marks puts a grid on my face. And right now that grid is pretty intense, and that would be hard to break it down and see. So we're going to modify the grid. So right now I'm going to take the grid off. Again, that's Apple quotation marks. I'm going to go File, Photoshop. I'm going to go Preferences, and then there's something that says Guides, Grid, and Slices. So I can change so that my grid is every ½ inch, or I could even change it to that it's every inch, and then I can hit OK. Now when I hit Apple quotation marks, it should be a lot more manageable, right? It's not so crazy. So that's a 1-inch grid, okay? Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make this be a black and white stamp. To do this, you need to make sure that your colors are black and white. If they're not, and someone left them and they were like blue and red or something, there's a quick shortcut to get back to your default color, which is just hit the letter D and it'll go black and white. Okay, so I'm going to filter this. I'm going to go Filter, Filter Gallery. And that is the stamp one, but I want to show you how I got there. So it's the second Filter Gallery. What's up, G? I'm just making a video right now. So I'm going to zoom out. And I can edit some of my settings here, how dark it is, right? So it should go a lot darker, a lot lighter, and then the smoothness, right? That is not changing all that much. Normally when I modify these, it'll really kind of change those around. Maybe because I'm zoomed in so much. Right, there it goes. So that's of course way horrible. So you want to get it to where you have enough detail that you can see what you need to draw. Like something like that. Now I probably wouldn't do all the little texture that's showing up in my head, and I might hit OK. Right, so now I'm a stamp. Now I'm all black and white, and this is really easy to draw because then I'm just looking at this line, where does it cross, etc., etc. Now, here's the kicker. If I were to print this, the grid would not be there. If I were to email this to myself, the grid would not be there. So Apple has a shortcut for how to take a screenshot of yourself. Okay, so if I hit Apple Shift 4, right, and then I got this little bullseye looking thing, that will make a screenshot for me. Okay, so again, that was Apple Shift 4. I click first, and then drag, and then that will make a screen capture that will have the grid on it. Now, to really be smart about this, I can then email that to myself so that I can have that on my Chromebook for later usage. So I'm going to go, type in my own name. You would be typing in your own name, and I would attach a file, which is that little paper clip, and it's going to be on my desktop called Screenshot, and then it'll have like today's date, and I'm going to hit choose. Now the nice thing about doing that is that grid will then show up, and you can have that be on your Chromebook at all times. Alright, so that's all. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk again later about adding color to it.